Where have you been, Sakshi? Thank you so much for coming over.
ये मैं पहले भी कर सकती थी, but let's do it today.
How early did you start planning your wedding?
I've been planning my wedding since I was a kid.
So one thing that you feel no one talks about.
I kid you not, I've never spoken about this on camera. This is the first time I've spoken about this. I'm just going to say I made somebody very senior, wedding vendors, cry on the first night of my wedding, which you don't know about.
So one advice that you would like to give to all the brides who are getting married.
Don't worry about the necklines. If it's a little deeper, it's a little nicer. Jonita, I love you. You're so fab. Your voice is amazing. And she's like, you used my song for your Haldi.
Jonita, we edited that video, by the way. Just saying hello.
Cousins, don't feel bad about this. और हम जितनी भी शादियों में गए, पापा भी को ऐसे साइड में लेकर आके बोलते थे, मजा ही नहीं आता ना आजकल की शादियों में.
Okay, someone's gonna get offended after this.
Look at how much things blew up for everybody after my wedding.
I agree. I cannot disagree.
Cheers to
Cheers
money
to-
that came after.
So guys, today we have a very, very cool guest. One of my favorites, one of my all-time favorites. She's very popular, you know. So just to give a brief, she's been on Forbes cover, and you know, so how many magazine covers have you been on?
I don't want to brag, but it's more than 12.
Wow,
Yes.
that's insane. 12 magazine covers. Okay, guys, we've got a big shot, guys, in our studio now. Where have you been, Sakshi? Thank you so much for coming over.
When Shutterdown calls, when Lakshya Chawla calls, we freaking show up. That's what's happening.
Thanks. Oh my God, I feel so good about myself now. Okay, so today, the idea is that we're gonna go down the memory lane, discuss your wedding, discuss all the ups and downs. I know you had like what do you call it? Separation anxiety after we.
Full depression. People have postpartum depression. I had a post-shaadi depression. I actually did. I kid you not, I've never spoken about this on camera. This is the first time I've spoken about this. I'm speaking about this. But literally, it's so depressing. I would just be lying on my carpet of my bedroom and just cry. Raghav would just open the door and he would see me like crying. And he's like, why are you crying? I said, I don't know. I just have nothing to do. People think I'm on my honeymoon. Why did we think of going on our honeymoon in summers? We should have just gone. That's why people tell you to go on your honeymoon right after the wedding. Because people refuse to work with me. They're like, you've just gotten married. I'm like, 4 days into the wedding, after the wedding, I'm back to work. I love my work so much. Let me come back to work. Nobody was ready to take me back to work. Nobody. Yeah. So that shit hit hard.
So now let's discuss how early did you start planning your wedding?
If I'm going to be really honest, I started like solid 8-9 months before the wedding, like right after I got engaged is when I started planning the wedding. So I got engaged in June, July, I want to say. That was going to kill me. But, and we got married. And we got married in January. Not even that long, like 6, 7, 8 months max.
Pretty good. You did
Yeah.
a pretty amazing job for a 6 month
But
planning.
I've been planning my wedding since I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
I've been planning, like, at least I've been planning my Pinterest board since the last like 3 years before I got married. I've been making like Pinterest boards and just the idea of how I would want my wedding to look like. And मेरे दिमाग में मैं दुनिया की सबसे अमीर इंसान थी. मैंने ऐसे Pinterest boards बनाए हुए थे जो इतने unachievable थे. And I was like, ये कैसे ही होंगे? But I dreamt so big for my wedding. I gave it my all. You know it.
Yeah, oh yeah. So were you a Pinterest bride, or were you also like, okay, let's go with your gut?
I'm going to say I was a bit of both because I designed a lot of my wedding. As you know, like I would like literally sketch out things and I would show it to the people who were creating these sets. Like for example, our mandap was something which was completely out of our sketch. There were so many little details in the wedding. Like people would just keep finding surprises about our story, about me and Raghav throughout the functions, like specifically Haldi function had so many little bits and pieces. Even the main pheras. an ode and homage to the people who are not there in our lives anymore. That table that we were like, this is the chair for the people who are not there in our lives anymore, but we'd like to keep a seat for them. So things like that, those are completely out of my like imagination per se, and stuff that I wanted to do it with a lot of heart. And I'm like, okay, nothing's going to be cringe. It's my wedding. It can't be cringe. Whatever I want to do, I'm going to do it.
What is that one thing that you splurged on and one thing that you saved on?
One thing that I splurged the freaking gods on were my florals. Were the florals of my wedding. You have no idea how much I spent on my florals. And no regrets, because, oh my god, florals changed the game at any wedding. One thing I saved on, I would say that in tonality, I would have spent a lot more had I not hired a stylist. So just because Anita was on board, I ended up saving a lot of stuff because one, we went for the sustainable route in the sense that we sourced a lot of the garments and a lot of the jewelry. So it's not like I'm adding to the carbon footprint per se. And also like it made sense because all of these designers are my friends. They did it because I'm me. Yeah, so I ended up saving a lot of money there because it's freaking difficult to buy jewelry. You know, it's so freaking difficult. You have work in your family, so like everybody's happy. But jewelry is very, very expensive.
So talking about jewelry, did you also mix up with some silver polki, or it was pure, like you wanted to go all gold, or?
I honestly trusted Anita with my whole life. During that time, and she knew how much I trusted her, and she was like, okay, I'm showing up for you. What do you need? These are your jewelry options. She's so freaking good at her job. There is a reason she's the #1 stylist of this country. Yeah.
How did you go about choosing different things of your, like this? What was your process? Like, what did you book first and what did you book second? And yeah, what was the whole process of going through this?
Okay, #1 thing, all brides and grooms need to keep in mind, you need to book out your venue. Specifically if you're having a destination wedding like my, and in Jaipur, for the love of God, you need to book your venue first. That's the first thing that we booked. And the second thing is, please, it's not because you're here, you were literally the first vendor we booked. Like the first people who came on board were the photo and the video team. Yeah, before our wedding planners came on board, you guys came on board. Wow. Anita and you.
Yay! You know, this is when I put the background sound of yay. So, why did you choose Jaipur? That was one question I wanted to ask, because people choose beaches, people choose palaces. Yours was not a palace, but it was Jaipur. But tell me how you went through the whole process of what were the factors that you looked at while finalizing your venue?
Okay, so first thing is I can't survive beach because I sweat my guts off all the time. I'm sweating right now and it's like good AC. So beach was not an option. Second was, it's just the ease of going to Jaipur from Delhi. It's a good road trip. I would have my A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I had that whole moment. And what else? What was more special? Just the venue was really good. The people were warm. Devi Ratan had just opened up. Like it had just renovated. My wedding was one of the first few weddings that they had done. So, and they were very excited. It's also to do with, is the venue excited to have your wedding, or are they just like treating you as just another wedding that's happening? So I think that made a whole lot of difference. And okay, most importantly, half of the properties were gone because they were not pet friendly. And I had to have my Ollie and my Simba.
Ollie and Simba have to be there.
Have to be there.
Oh my God. I can't imagine a wedding without
without
Ollie
them.
And Simba.
Yeah.
Oh, so pet-friendly venue was a very, very, very big factor.
Yeah.
How hard was it to be a bride while being an influencer?
It was very easy. You get a lot of shit for free. but that's I mean, I'm not trying to
Spill the beans.
I'm trying to be humble through this conversation. I'm really failing, but the truth was that I got a lot of things really easy because people trusted me because of the work that I have done over the last few years. Let's just put it that way. So a lot of people were very willing to come on board to be a part of the vision, and they were just very happy to work with me and Raghav because they also like loved our story. Right? So, and definitely 3++ stars that I was an influencer. So it really made a difference. look at how much things blew up for everybody after my wedding.
I agree. I cannot disagree on that. No, that is true. That is true. That's also because you styled it well throughout. Yeah. We're going to come to that later. But right now, I want to ask, since we are on the planning phase of your wedding, what were the mishaps during your planning phase, or what pissed you off? Like, this is not going my way. What were the things?
I'm just going to say I made somebody very senior, one of the very senior wedding vendors, cry on the first night of my wedding, which you don't know about. But I'm not going to say the person's name, but in the production team per se, there was one person who literally like cried because when I went and I saw a little bit of a setup during my rehearsal dinner, and it wasn't like how we had planned, and that was the first event. After the cricket match, it was the first thing that we did, like with proper decor, and something was not according to my plan, and look at me. I've literally gotten up before, like during my makeup, I have gone there in my buggy to see how the stuff is happening, and I wasn't satisfied, and I just went to them and I said, I'm a bit disappointed that you did not complete my vision and my dream. I just said this, and I meant it so fiercely. I didn't scream at anybody. I just said, this is what is happening, and I think that made them cry. And this is a man who has been in the business for a while, and the next thing is that they were so gracious about it. Another thing is, when you hurt somebody or you don't fulfill their expectations, how do you handle it once you get called out? If you handle it gracefully and you understand, okay, I fucked up in that moment, now let me not fuck up the next day. The way that these guys made up during my Haldi and for every event thereafter was just incredible. So, I mean, I just want to say that I had very, very few mishaps during the wedding. I would say one thing, the mandap that I sketched out, it got denied the last second, like 4 days before the wedding. So we were supposed to have a waterfall and everything, and they were trying to build that.
Yeah, it's crazy to build it. Yeah.
Do you remember? I told you like a 30 feet or something like feet waterfall that we were trying to build. They were trying to build it for 1 month, and it couldn't get built, and they were like, okay, so without the waterfall, do you still want to continue with your first plan? And I'm like, there is no mandap without the waterfall in the background. So we changed the entire mandap, and thankfully we were able to do so, and so many very, very senior members had helped. For example, all the wedding vendors and also the people who did my other functions. Like for example, Ambika did like the rest of my functions. She came on board and helped during this time. Like my other vendors also. Everybody sort of put in all their work.
That's wedding fraternity. That's wedding fraternity for you guys.
Yeah, and Pitara was so good at their job, and every single person from all of our execution and decor team, like everybody was really good at their job. I would say that. And like I said, my floral team was freaking amazing.
Wow. I remember you telling me the waterfall, but then, a lot of times things don't work out and everything, but I never knew the backstory. The first time I know the backstory, and I was like, shit, man, 4 days before, and just freaking out.
I was on a 5-hour call with all of these guys at like 1 a.m.
Wow.
It started at 1 a.m. So that was a lot.
Okay, so you yourself are such a fashionable person, just a sassy person. Oh my God, you look so great today. How important was a stylist for your wedding?
I'm just going to say it's a choice to get a stylist or not. A lot of people choose to not get stylist. I chose to get a stylist because one, I knew that I'm going to have a lot on my plate. I didn't want to have fashion on my plate. Plus, I wanted to really pursue. So I'm the kind of a person, if somebody speaks over me, and somebody really influential, like a big designer, speaks about what they want to put on me versus what I would want to put on myself, I would just give in. I needed somebody to break that wall and be on my side of the team and do the best for what looks great on me. And there is absolutely nobody. And for me, like I said, literally the two people, I swear to God, I was still in Scotland where my proposal happened. I was still there, and I messaged two people, MM and Anita. I said, I've gotten proposed, now it's on you guys.
Oh my God.
But also, I ended up getting so many of the people I've worked with who understand my body type, who are very inclusive in their mindset to do the wedding. Whether it was Abhinav Mishra, for that incredible chuda look. Like, I think it's one of the most beautiful chuda looks I've ever seen on anybody, for that matter
That
of
was
fact.
gorgeous.
And Falguni Shane Peacock, they were amazing.
your Sangeet.
They made my Sangeet look was
Absolutely.
incredible.
It's
Or-
imprinted in my head right now.
and just making the whole process so comfortable. Or Gaurav Gupta, who did my incredible reception look. It was just,
How did you conceptualize each outfit? What was the thought process behind each outfit?
I think I just wanted to, I have very different versions and sides of me. So I wanted to portray a little bit of myself in every look. Like, for example, the Tarun Telyani look that I did for my Haldi. Haldi is expected to be either like all ivory or all yellow or pink. You know, like it's just like solid colors, simpler colors, not couture per se. And the first thing when Anita and I looked at each other and we were like, what are we doing for Haldi? We were like, we're doing couture. If something gets ruined in this idea of couture, then it gets ruined. But we wanted to do something very different. So we decided on getting the best of, like a TT does incredible craftsmanship. Like his I don't even know that the fabrics that he uses and the colors that he uses and the quality of fabric, and I don't know where it's coming from in India, they're incredible. So for both me and Raghav, we did custom TT looks, and we had those gajras that became like literally foot-long gajras that became.
I loved them. Your Haldi look was one of my favorite looks.
Yeah.
So tell me something. When you were planning your outfits, were you simultaneously envisioning your decor, or was it? What was the timeline for decor and outfit? Because they were quite in sync. Most, or rather, all of them were quite in sync. So how did you plan that? You know, did you do your outfit first, or did you do your decor later? How did it work out?
I think I did my decor first.
Yeah.
I knew what my decor would look like, and then it simultaneously sort of. I told Anita, okay, these are the colors that I'm very like leaning towards, and then she also had her ideas. So it was very simultaneous. But for me, decor it came first. Decor came first.
Oh wow, that's actually a very unique insight, because usually brides do their lehengas first and decor hota rehta side
So
mein.
that's why if you see the one thing that everybody kept saying, and why I did, not just me, every single person from the wedding had a lot of like, oh shit, the wedding's over, like withdrawal symptoms from the wedding. It was mainly because there was a lot of heart. And why did the heart come? Because I literally left no stone unturned. You know, I was like, decor में कुछ भी compromise नहीं चलेगा. हर चीज़ बहुत heart, बहुत intense होनी चाहिए. हर चीज़ should make people feel. If you're entering my Sangeet, and just that entry passageway should honestly like set your tone of the grandeur that you're about to experience. And that grandeur came from the incredible family performances.
Oh my
that
God,
felt
they
like
were-
IFA moments.
Oh yeah, your family performances were literally IFA awards.
Yeah, and everything led up to that big moment. Okay, one mess up that happened, by the way, was my stage of Sangeet. That the panels, it was not supposed to be that green thing in the back. It was supposed to be a whole stage. I think the truck had an accident or something, and that stage, like lots of parts of the stage, could not even reach the venue on the day. So those things happen, and then you move on.
When did you get to know about it, and how did you react to, you know?
Right after Haldi, the decor people came and they said, you know, some issue has happened. And I'm just like, is it too big? They said it's too big. Maine kaha, okay, I don't care. I'm enjoying.
You know, this is one thing I actually tell all my brides, that weddings are not supposed to be 100% to the T, like how you envisioned it. There will be a 10% deviation here and there. Just be happy, and just, because honestly, when I was shooting you and when I was with you all the time, literally, I could not feel that there is a stress ki decor sahi nahi ho raha or something. And you know, it shows on your face. It never showed on your face.
No.
So, yeah.
I made that, this was my only pact to myself. I said, I'm going to be really stressed, even the night before I head to Jaipur. But as soon as I'm in the car, as soon as I wake up and I leave for Jaipur, I'm going to let that stress be inside that house that I've left.
100%.
It can't come with me. So it was just one of those things that I mentally prepared myself ki nahi bhai. Brides, I'm going to look you straight in your eye and tell you, you're going to not enjoy your wedding if you're stressed. For both bridegrooms and parents. Also, why was the wedding so successful? Because both sides of the parents also had a very similar mentality. during the wedding, they were both sides of the parents were also enjoying. So it wasn't like formality. You know how like Indian families just get stuck in formalities and they're like, "Achhe isne khana khaya isne." They were doing all of that, but they were also getting drunk. They were also letting loose.
It was a sight.
It was a sight.
It was a sight.
Yeah. We had a drag queen perform during
that
our
was so
reception.
cool.
We had Rani KoHEnur perform. That was, we've never heard of anything like that.
How did you finalize Rani KoHEnur? That is such a unique performer to perform on your...
And not known.
And not you know, now she's by the performing in weddings because of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the idea was, I told Raghav, you, and I took like one of my straightest friends, and you know, you're trying to get where I'm going with this, and they were like, "Where are you taking us?" I'm taking you to a place that's going to change your life forever. And I was taking them to a drag show.
Oh my God.
Because I'm a huge fan, and I'm just like, let me take them and let them experience it. And they were very like on board with it. We went there, their lives changed.
Wow.
Because drag shows do that to you. You have to experience it once in your life, and specifically in that setting, it's just so inclusive and there's so much love. And that's what happened. And then when we were discussing, okay, who's the live performer? We definitely wanted a live performer during our reception. Because we wanted to really, this was one night where me and Raghav, we scheduled drunkenness during the reception night. We were like, this is scheduled drunkenness. Because Sangeet, the man can get drunk and wake up a little later, but the girl has to wake up 3 hours before makeup started. So I couldn't really get that drunk during Sangeet, and I honestly missed out on too much fun. Because I'm told that Sangeet was a lot of fun for a lot of people, but I had left. I wanted to catch up on my beauty sleep a little bit. But reception night was scheduled drunkenness, so I was like, there has to be a performer, and it has to start like 1:30 a.m. onwards, and it has to go on till like 8 a.m. That's exactly what happened. And then both of us like literally consecutively said Rani KoHEnur, and at that time we didn't even know if she would say yes.
Oh. And before that she hadn't even done weddings, if I'm not wrong.
No. I am actually not sure if they had done weddings, but like definitely I'm not sure about that, but I was like, let me try and have a chat.
Like, I haven't seen her. Even if she does weddings, it's on mainstream. Oh, do you want wine? It's non-alcoholic though.
What?
I'm off alcohol, so I accidentally got non-alcoholic for you too. But this tastes good. This tastes like
really?
This tastes like real wine. Because it was Sangria with Shutterdown, and I'm like, oh shit, I've stopped drinking. So, you want red or white?
This is wine. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. There's no alcohol in
it.
Okay.
Is this all edible, by the way?
Oh yeah. This is not. Oh, ये वो plastic वाला नहीं है.
ये ले वाली. Oli. Cheers to money that came after. For you and for me. Oh, yeah. Because also like a lot of people were very interested in working with me right after the wedding because the wedding blew up.
Oh wow. Yeah. How many outfit trials did you go for, by the way?
Plenty. My wedding went on for 2 months. I had 8-9 functions. So fittings went on for forever. And also I loved that. Yeah, I love fashion. I really do. That's my whole life. So even fittings were really like, because imagine everybody pumping you up. You come out of the trial room and everybody's like, oh my God, what a fairy, what a queen has arrived.
So, did you ever consider a red lehenga, by the way? Were you ever a red lehenga? Because it's a big debate in the brides community that are you a red lehenga bride or you are not a red?
I was not a red lehenga. I was not a pink lehenga. I was a coral bride, for crying out loud. I wore coral during my. Also, this was a decision which came very naturally to both me and Anaita and my parents. My mother in specific. We tried on red, but just red never looked as fascinating as coral does on my skin tone. Specifically, I'm a bit more tanned now, but back in the day I was lesser tanned, and coral it lifted me up.
Which event outfit became your dream outfit?
It has to be the pheras. It has to be. It's not that I have to choose it, but also I felt like my most beautiful, my most confident self in that Manish Malhotra outfit. Because also, like, look at that outfit. MM outdid himself with that outfit. It was just one of the most beautiful.
Too stunning.
bridal lehengas that he's ever done as well. You know what he messaged me on the day of the wedding?
What?
He's like, I hope you know that we've never gone so much back and forth on any bride. So you must know how special you are to us for us to make that kind of effort.
That's so
Something along
sweet.
these lines. And he sent that text to me and he's like, I hope you are a very happy bride. And he gave me all of his blessings and stuff like that. And he had COVID, so he couldn't make it to the wedding. And he was supposed to come and he was supposed to see the whole thing unfold quite beautifully. But in any event, he made me feel the most beautiful, and just the glam team also was so nice here. I mean, who does this? I know it's expected out of stylists, but I never thought like Anahita would go out of her way. She literally hand-picked the flowers that went on my hair on the morning of the pheras.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, I'm gonna go out.
Dude,
I'm gonna.
Anahita was
She was
at it.
insane.
She was at
so
it.
good.
She was too good. I have like my respect for Anahita is like.
And Dolly J, who draped.
Oh yeah, Dolly J.
My draping was just like everybody was asking me, how is your like drape staying like that? I'm like, I don't know.
When you have Dolly in the house, you don't have to worry about the drapes. So one advice that you would like to give to all the brides who are getting married, fashion advice.
Fashion advice would be don't overthink. Go what goes well on your body, right? If you don't want to experiment too crazy, don't experiment. But just know that this is eternal. So don't go for trends per se. Feel what feels right. At that point of time, you know, for me personally, when I got married, Sabyasachi lehengas and the beautiful red and the minimal bride was all in. That was like nobody was doing that heavy a glam lehenga in an ivory setup. You know, that wasn't truly the trend back then. Ivory has become such a trend now, but at that point of time, it just sort of was beginning. So I never like followed trends per se for any of the outfits that I did. I followed my instinct and my gut. And don't worry about the necklines. If it's a little deeper, it's a little nicer. That's a big tip.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, one question from what you said, which I always thought and I always wanted to ask also. Dude, how did you manage all your guests to wear ivory? Usually, क्या family पहन लेती है, आपकी बुआ पहन लेंगे, चाचा पहन लेंगे. But dude, that one दूर का friend who's your dad's best friend का friend, how did he wear ivory?
People are really scared of me. that's people would be. I would actually no, but I'm gonna tell you. I made an in-shot video of what people are supposed to wear, and I sent it to everybody. Not the costume guidelines per se that comes in your shaadi ka card. Not that. I made a separate video just for my pheras. This is what you're supposed to wear. This is the shade card that you're supposed to. They said ivory. We can also do like a pastel color, right? We can do a light pink or a light blue. No, ivory is not light pink. Ivory. I would get on calls with my dur ki chachi masi also. I made that all of those efforts, and also again an influencer getting married. Nobody wanted to mess with the pictures, and they were like, "Yeah, we're not messing with the group pictures that are coming." Everybody was at ivory.
Oh, that was such a sight because I saw everybody in ivory. Because I literally went out when I came with you during the bridal entry, and while shooting, I'm like, "Oh wow, everybody's in ivory. That's amazing."
Look at how far the pictures are gonna come.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, all the brides, please scare all your guests. Please be that bridezilla that intimidate. I want everybody to be in ivory or whatever color. Whatever color. Okay, so you know what? This is a very big compliment, okay? Like how Suraj Barjatia became like this guy because of which Bollywood Sangeet became a thing in wedding industry. Yeah. So you know what? There's a new event that is added up to everybody's wedding itinerary. It's called the rehearsal dinner.
I always wanted to do that. I said, I'm going to set this trend. I'm going to set this trend.
So always, what used to happen that there used to be one sit-down dinner and they used to call it twist with cocktails, twist with friends. Now, almost a lot of weddings have the first event called rehearsal dinner. Yes! So, a true trendsetter. Okay, so how did you envision that you'll call it rehearsal dinner? Yeah. Obviously, because this is a Western trend. How do you incorporate this in the Indian weddingness?
So, one, I wanted to look like a fairy on my first night. I'm like, this is a white queen that has arrived. She's just, her first kiss is supposed to happen tonight. You know, I wanted to have that whole Cinderella princess moment. Plus, I'm always like in life also I'm about like blurring lines between Western culture and Indian culture. Like that's how I am. Like right now, look at me. This is a prime example of who I am as a person. I'm constantly blurring lines between the two cultures. And that's exactly what happened. I said I'm going to steal the idea of rehearsal dinner, have everybody in a black tie sort of a setting, have them be comfortable because they're going to be wearing Western dresses and gowns. So they're going to be a little more comfortable than Indian heavy saris and lehengas, and let them have fun. We'll do like speeches, everybody made toasts, and there were a lot of tears, mostly from me. And Raghav and I also exchanged our vows that night. It was just a good time. And then I changed into a slightly more comfortable dress for the drunkenness after.
Yeah, but it was one of my favorite events. I loved the rehearsal dinner. It was just so amazing.
And there was so much like character to that event, even in terms of like decor and even in terms of just how people were feeling. Also because, you know, people when they're expecting a destination wedding, the first night is usually supposed to be a Sangeet night.
Yes.
Right? And this was slightly more intimate because half of our guests had arrived. Just the most like closest people to us had arrived the first night. And it was just, I don't know, the vibes were amazing.
What aspect of the wedding was absolutely non-negotiable? Like, ये तो होना ही चाहिए मेरी शादी में.
Cricket match.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, non-negotiable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, it was. I said the only way it's going to be, it's such a like, what is that breaker? Like, icebreaker between the two families. Because, you know, ladki wala and ladke wala. And me and Raghav were like, we are not like these people. And neither are our immediate families. So the rest of people have to like sort of vibe with us. Because we're crazy. The rest of the guests just have to be a bit crazy. So I'm like, jaldi jaldi ek dusre ko samajh lo. Or competition mein chale jao. Or girls versus boys kar lo. Or kuch aise. So that was like a really amazing icebreaker. And also everybody just went into that easy zone right after the cricket match. You know, everybody was just like, okay, now this wedding is about, you know, the vibes.
Nice. Oh, I didn't see that coming at all.
It's the vibes. Oh, nice. Started with the cricket match, ended with a drag show. Who am I?
That's insane.
Lisa Minnelli? No, what is that? What is that? Liza Minnelli. Liza? Kim Kardashian?
Kim Kardashian, okay. So you were one of the fanciest, curvy brides that I've shot. I want you to genuinely give one advice to all the curvy brides, you know. I look up to you, you know. So I really feel you have to give that one piece of advice for all of them.
I think just remember that this man is marrying you because of who you are as a person. There's a lot of love. If you take the idea of self-love from this celebration of love, the celebration of the wedding, it's going to feel a little more emptier. So I'm like, the self-love needs to be maxed out. And that's what was for me. I was really confident. I felt really good in my skin and my body. Did I look like my best according to the beauty standards in terms of how people expect brides to be? Because I know a lot of brides go into under crash diets and like they work out till they literally like pass out. And most brides do that. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be comfortable. I wanted to eat my food, not starve myself before the wedding. I didn't want to be like one of those people who are not overstuffing their face. I'm like, I want to get drunk so that I overstuff my face. The feeling of like having food once you're a bit like tipsy is just immaculate. So I had no restrictions. I was healthy, I was fit, I was working out every day. I was just feeling myself. I was working out right till the last second, and right immediately after the wedding was over, I went back to working out. So I was just in a very comfortable, happy space. Like I said, I was celebrating the love of my life, and the marriage from like this relationship lasted for 13 years before we decided to get married, right? So it was a big celebration of love. And I'm like, that's what's going to matter. Yeah. And you really have to stop picking on yourself, specifically during fittings. A lot of brides do that. कि यहाँ से पेट मोटा निकल रहा है या ये ड्रेप ऐसे कर लेते हैं, ये चीज़ छुपा लेते हैं, हाफ स्लीव्स नहीं पहनना, बहुत चीज़ें. मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि यार वो साइकिल अगर तुम एक बार शुरू कर लोगे तो फिर वो एंडलेस लूप है. यू हैव टू गेट आउट ऑफ दैट रट. तो मैंने ऑप्शन ही नहीं दिया अपने आप को.
Wow, that is really amazing. So talking about photography, my favorite part. so you have shot with so many photographers in your life, like the best of the best. And what was the process of hiring a wedding photographer?
The first thing is I wanted to see how they're shooting the family. Remember, this is one of the first conversations we also had, that I know that you'll shoot me great and that you would be very inclined to shooting me. Are you shooting the family with the same enthusiasm and the friends with the same enthusiasm? And that also comes from a space of, is this person experienced enough? And is this company experienced enough to be handling this wedding? And will they capture the most raw, real moments, like the actual candid moments? And photograph that Mama Ji sitting in the corner just tearing up because this little girl is getting married, or are you just going to be focusing on that one super loud uncle? So these things also mattered when I was shortlisting. And then again, these pictures, these videos are going to be timeless, so I wanted to work with people who understand that vision, who are not going just with the idea, oh, it's social media, so let's just create whatever that will blow up. The stuff that we created is something that will always stay with me. Like the wedding teaser, the wedding trailer, the main wedding film. There was so much thought. Like, for example, another thing that I found like something which was so amazing to me, that you guys put the most amount of effort in the video that the world will never see. The main wedding film per se, right? That was again such a beautiful experience for me, and I knew that you guys will be able to do that because I saw your work. And be very careful with the people that you're working with, because unless they're not, there's a difference between, and I must tell you this from a very real, I'm going to say something very like no BS, but as a person, as a subject, if the photographer is hyping you up but it's in a fake way, the model or the subject knows it's in a fake way. So choose the people who are actually hyping you up in the most real way, that they feel beautiful. I think in so many moments, both you and Gaurav, I had two photographers in my space. One was for the wedding and one was for editorial. Both of you all made me feel very, very beautiful, and as a couple made us feel really amazing. So I was just having such a good time, and I was so happy. Also, this is another concept that people don't do, that people don't get editorial photographers on board. But I knew that, if you have a certain aesthetic, you might be the king of that aesthetic. It's not necessarily that you'll be the king of all aesthetics. So it's important to realize what you want. And if you have to hire a second team for it, go ahead and do that, because trust me, everybody will perform better knowing that that's what they have to do. And that's something that they have to create the best out of.
Dude, you didn't do any influencer bit. You didn't do any transition reel and that and this. I was so happy, you were just like a bride who wants to enjoy. And okay, so when we were planning also, what reels we'll do and everything, you were never that, let's do this reel or that reel. What was your plan in terms of deliverables, in terms of what was your vision in the beginning itself?
I thought let's give out experiences. Let's experience the wedding and like do a lot of things in the wedding that'll actually make up for the content, because everything is being shot anyway. So let's pull out things that are actually real. Like, for example, the surprise performance that blew up, the first video that blew up, Ore Chore.
Oh my God.
Was something that I actually wanted to do for Raghav. We didn't know that Raghav was going to react the way that he did. And that made for the money shot. Did any of us know?
Yeah.
It was a lot of people say that, oh, it's planned, it's fake.
I just knew that there's a surprise, but he didn't know at all.
He didn't know that I was going to perform at that time.
Yeah.
He knew that I was going to perform sometime, but he didn't know that it was going to be right at the beginning. He's like, what? And that made for the shot, right?
Exactly.
And that made the reel so much more beautiful. And at that point of time, I wasn't dancing with the camera.
Yeah.
I was dancing for Raghav. I didn't even realize I had sunglasses on during the first part of the performance. I was so in love with that performance. I'm dancing on Ore Chore. Why do I have sunglasses on, for crying out loud? I was so in the moment and it didn't matter. So I think the point is that you sort of get out of your body and you stop focusing on the smaller things. Because I knew that this is a wedding. This is not a shoot. This is not something that can happen again. This is not something I'll be able to recreate ever. And these are not, I never want to be stressed about content. So I did the one smart thing, gave all my stress to all of you guys. So you guys were stressing out about the content.
Listen, did you ever freak out that, dude, like, I'm not telling my team to shoot anything. They are pro at influencer things. I'm telling, these guys to shoot everything. Yeah, did you freak out a little, like in the beginning or during the process, or will these guys be able to do something, or what if they fuck it up?
But Lakshya, I trained you.
You trained me well.
I was having all of the meetings. Why do you think we were sitting down and having the 10 million meetings that we were?
Oh, yeah.
Even not just you. I knew that the choir that was performing at our pheras, they had never done a wedding before. This was, I think, one of their first weddings. And the concept of having a choir, not musical pheras. This was not musical pheras. There was nobody like reciting the actual phera ke mantar. This was an actual legitimate choir that is singing A.R. Rahman ke songs.
That was beautiful. That was, you know what? That was the most underhyped thing about your wedding. That choir was so beautiful. That was the most, actually,
It's my fault. I should have spoken about it so much more louder than I did. But I'm doing it now. If you have to hire anybody, please hire Mr. Anirudh Verma. He is literally the god. He's amazing at what he does. And the entire team, I sat with them for hours and hours during the rehearsals for months. So I did, like, I already had such an emotional bond with every single person who was a part of my wedding that it never felt like, acha, they'll not give their best. Because at this point of time, when that wedding actually happened, all of y'all were very emotionally attached to me and Raghav.
100%. By the end, क्या पहले से ही, before the wedding started.
I just remember, like, this is, by the way, such a core memory in my mind. Remember when you were telling me that I found this song for your for the bridal entry reel, and I forget about this song. You were jumping like a little kid who had found something really exciting, and I'm just like, forget if I like the music or not. That doesn't even matter. This person is so passionate, clearly, about finding something that fits the mood, and it ended up being the perfect song, of course.
Oh yeah, I did remember that meeting.
Yeah.
So do you think social media is adding a lot of pressure to the brides, or do you think it's making them creative?
Pressure on the bride and the groom is going to be there regardless. It's a wedding, for crying out loud. So you are under pressure, no matter what. Social media is, I think, it's for the good. You get to share your memories and you get to have them online for the rest of your life. I think it's a win. Yeah. I don't see social media as a problem with anything. You make social media the problem, then it's going to become the problem if you use it the wrong way. During when I announced the wedding and I had my first few functions, there were a lot of trolls online and a lot of noise about me on Reddit and things like that. This is the first time I actually had sleepless nights reading the amount of hate that was written for me and on me. Even the posts that we made after the wedding was over, like all the wedding posts that we made, a lot of them had a lot of hate coming my way. And I've realized that there's a good side of social media and there's a bad side of social media. You should pick your side. And I did one very smart thing. I stopped reading my comments and people's opinions of me after like 5 days. I was done. I said, if you're going to say anything negative about my wedding, well, boo you. You were not there, so you never had fun. You never had the amazing food and alcohol and the amazing vibes that were present at my wedding. So you are at loss.
Yeah. So what would you prefer? 5 insane reels that you always wanted to post that will blow up, wedding reels, like 4 or 5 weddings, whatever number, that will blow up, or that 5-minute or the 45-minute film that you're going to sit with your family, being cozy and enjoying, and nobody's going to see that?
This is the worst question you could have ever asked me. Why did you put me on this spot? How will I show my face to my audience? I can't choose. But I mean, the experience that you have with your family in that 45 minutes, it's too special. You can't take that away. It's too special.
This is exactly what I've been telling all my brides that, these reels, okay, they're great. I'm not saying that don't have reels or just have them. Do whatever. It's your wedding. Do whatever. But don't overdo them to sacrifice the 45-minute film that you're going to have. That film is actually going to stay with you forever. Reel will come and go. It'll go down on your feed one day, But that film you will, when your kids grow up or when you have kids, you will sit down in the setting of Mama used to look like this. Hey, Mama looks so hot.
We keep watching the main film, the 1 hour long wedding film so many times, and every single time we keep thinking, and honestly, you're right. I never had the idea of, even as a social media influencer, I never approached my wedding as a social media creator first.
You never did.
So for me,
I'm sorry to cut you. Your wedding was literally like a bride who's super excited and wants to do so many things. I'm in the fairyland and I want to do this. How do I do it?
Just capture it. Just capture it. We'll see. Baad mein kya karte hain.
There was actually no influencer vibe. It was just a bride who had a dream of having a beautiful wedding. That's about it.
Yeah. And it reached so many people. I remember during the Mani wedding, I must share this with you.
Oh, yeah.
During the Mani wedding, I was there at reception. Me and Jonita got very drunk. Jonita is the wonderful singer who sang that song, na 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 na, Love Like That.
Jonita Gandhi.
Jonita Gandhi.
Yeah. I know Jonita Gandhi.
I love her so much.
Oh, I love her
freaking
so much.
And you used her song during the Haldi reel.
Yes.
And she came to me and she's like, we're both very drunk. By the way, it looks like I'm such an alcohol freak, which oh my God, I really am not. I drink so sparingly. I barely ever drink, and I'm only talking about drinking on this podcast for some reason. But the one night in a year that both of us got drunk, and we were like, Jonita, I love you. You are so fab. Your voice is amazing. And she's like, you used my song for your haldi. It was amazing. And I'm like, did you like it? And then we instantly got like really sober. And like, that video was amazing. I felt so many emotions watching that haldi reel of yours. And I'm like, Jonita is saying it. The literal person who has sung in the song that we used.
We edited that video, by the way, just saying hello. Oh my God, that is amazing. Dude, this is insane.
Everybody in the whole world, I think, knew of this wedding.
Wow.
Anywhere I went for the next till date, people come to me till date and congratulate me for getting married. I mean, it's been 1.5 years. I swear, it just happened. Two days back, I was in Bombay. I was shooting for a magazine.
Oh, just another magazine, guys. Was it cover?
Yeah.
Oh man, was it like? Okay, sorry, I'm not getting into
It's Grazia. It's not out yet. Hopefully this is not going to be out, but beep it out if it is. I was shooting a Grazia cover, and somebody came to me and they're like, "Oh, I never met you after that, but congratulations for your wedding." I'm like, तीन शादियां और हो सकती थी time में. Funnily enough, I'm very happily married.
This is amazing, dude. Like, so tell me, which was your favorite reel? Which reel was closest to it? Screw how many likes it got and everything. Just the one that you loved the most.
The Sangeet mein se, the dancing reel was Baby Got Back and Bumro, where me and my sister had the dance performance. I thought that video was sick. I loved that video personally. And the main pheras, bridal entry. Because Rag, the way you captured Raghav crying and just the emotion of it and how beautiful our skins looked and how beautiful the lighting looked. It felt like the sky. By the way, we got so lucky with the overcast, the weather and the lighting that we got during pheras.
When your bride and your photographer really wants the wedding pictures to look good and really want the wedding to look great, there's something called a photo god. he ensures that everything is perfect so that you get that perfect shot. So the photo god listened to us and we got those perfect shots.
Yeah. No, but I've seen that photo god. Not the photo god per se, but I must share this story with you because I truly think that this is the most real thing that happened that day, because I get goosebumps every single time I talk about this and people don't believe me, and I don't care if they believe me or not. But when I was walking out and that staircase that I was walking down from to meet Raghav, I saw the sun was setting right behind that castle-ish thing, and I swear, I need you to believe me. I swear I saw like this light angelish figure sitting on top of that thing. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. I've said it in so many interviews. I swear to God, I saw it. I saw that there was a higher power blessing us. It could have been the people who have passed away in our family, who love me dearly. My nani, my dada, my dadi. It could be my nanu. It could be anybody, you know, or it could be just because both of us are believers in higher power, in the universe. It could be anything, but I swear I knew that I would be safe because I was being blessed by something bigger than what is happening right now on ground. Like I'm being blessed by something, and I'm not making this up because in my bones I know that was true.
Wow, oh my God, this is goosebumpy shit,
Yeah.
man. So 3 norms in your wedding that you did not follow at all, and 3 norms that you...
The three norms that I did not follow would be the shy bride, demure bride. It was the opposite of demure. I was quite hectic as a bride. The second would be, like I said, I didn't follow trends or the pressures of who I am as Style Me Up with Sakshi. I was truly like Sakshi Sindwani. I was me, and the kid in me was very much alive at the wedding. So I didn't follow that norm of what people expected out of me. And third, a lot of people, at least in my family, are very careful with what they're spending and how much they're spending at weddings. And they're just like, okay, it's a wedding, kharcha hoga, but let's just be a bit mindful. That was the norm in my family, at least. I did not follow that norm. I was like, this is it. सारे पैसे गए आ जाइए वापस. यही है. यही पे करोड़ खर्च कर ले रहे हैं मैंने.
Okay, so how close was your actual wedding to what the world saw on social media?
Oh my God, they didn't see nothing. We had so much more fun. They didn't see nothing. If they thought that was fun, imagine the amount of actual fun that we had. No, the wedding, I'm still yet to attend one wedding, which is 1% close to the amount of fun that we had. अब हमें सबकी हम उसके बाद कितनी शादियों में जाते थे. Cousins don't feel bad about this, but हम जितने भी
Okay, someone's gonna get offended after this.
जितनी भी शादियों में गए, पापा भी को ऐसे साइड में लेकर आके बोलते थे, मजा ही नहीं आता ना आजकल की शादियों में. हमारी शादी के बाद किसी शादी में मजे ही नहीं आते हैं. ऐसे ही बोलते थे.
Okay, so last few questions. One thing that you're gonna cherish that you did in the wedding throughout your life.
Okay, this is I had a moment with Raghav where I gave him his gift and I wished him happy birthday because it was also his birthday on the day that we got married. After Chuda, he was getting ready for his Sera Bandi, and though he didn't see me in my bridal wear, but he saw me after Chuda and he wasn't supposed to, and it was an interaction that wasn't planned, but I thought that interaction was really beautiful. Another moment, I think Ore Chore moment was really special to me also. Third moment, for sure this. After we had gotten married and we'd come back in our rooms, we'd been starving because brides and grooms don't eat during weddings. We had ordered some 5 burgers, 5 pizzas, some endless amount of fries because we had told everybody that we are hungry. So everybody accumulatively sent like so much food, and I have a video of this, by the way. We're Ollie is sitting in the bed with us, and it is just nobody else but the shadows. We had gotten really close to our shadows also, by the way. It's very important to get great shadows at the wedding. Oh my God, they make or break your day.
Absolutely.
We had the best freaking shadows ever. It was just all our shadows. Nobody was allowed in the room. It was just me, Raghav, Ollie, and the shadows, and we were all having a good time. This is right after the pheras. Now we're married. It's done.
So if you had to choose between two, okay, this is going to be a tough one. Would you go for those crazy editorial shots or that timeless moment that, that'll stay with you forever?
I can't choose. I think I'm going to go with both.
Hey, you have to choose. You can't give diplomatic answers.
No, I can't do it. I'm a very 50-50 on this.
Yeah.
Timeless is also as important to me as editorial. Galat audience se choose ye question ko chahe. I'm not the right audience for it.
Okay, one piece of advice you would like to tell all the brides who are planning their weddings. Not a fashion advice, just a planning advice.
Just a planning advice. Start on time. Don't leave everything to the last minute. And be very clear about your vision and your expectations. Like, say it out loud. Don't be like, acha, oh, ye nahi ho sakta. Acha, okay. If you don't want to settle, if you've decided you don't want to settle, don't settle. Tell the other person this is your expectation. Figure out a way to make it happen. And let a little loose with that. Also bond with your vendors. This is so important. Please bond. I had a couple of my functions which were in Delhi and I had zero negative bonds with the people who put together those functions. And oh my God, I had such a bad time. Such a bad time. Yeah, so don't do that.
Okay, so last question. So one thing that you feel no one talks about weddings, like one thing about weddings that no one talks about, but they should, and it's very important for everyone to know about these things.
I think people don't talk about the post-wedding depression, like I said. It's a really difficult time. I know that I made like such a joke about it and told you about that story in such a fun way, but it was a very real thing. Like it actually felt like a very serious thing in my life and people don't talk about that. Like people pretty much isolate the couple right after the wedding when they've seen everybody together at all times for months, for almost a year, and then they're completely isolated. I think that takes a toll on both the couple, So that's something that people should talk about. And also...
what's primarily the reason for being...
I think finances and expectation, that's also something that the pressure of it is something that people should talk about a little more and talk about it in a slightly like... Everybody talks about finance with a very, you can't talk about it, or it's offensive to talk about it. I think when it comes to specifically in families that are, doing the wedding together, it's very important to have a very healthy communication about money and finances going in the wedding because it's a very big part of it. So that's another thing that I would want to change. A little more communication.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sakshi. It's always a pleasure. Whenever we've been talking about any random thing that we talk about, we talk for hours and like, ये record करके ना हमें बस podcast बना देना चाहिए था.
Yeah. You are a very golden retriever personality and I'm a very cocker spaniel personality.
Ollie and Simba.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You have a very golden retriever personality, by the way. I on the other hand, like I said, I'm a very cocker spaniel personality. If I'm happy, I'm very happy. If I'm sad, then I'm just like, what is so wrong in our life? It's very that. But I think you're constantly a bit like...
It's fun, right? To be like, let's do it.
Yeah. I love that.
Oh, but I'm so glad you came, man. Like, we finally got to talk and this became more like a chill session than a podcast, actually. Yeah. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Guys, subscribe, like, and keep following.
Okay, guys, bye-bye.